How do, folks? How you doing? Just a quick one. And we're going to have a bounce today. We're going to bounce around a few subjects, I believe. We'll see how it goes and see where it goes for the main part. As you all know, I don't write anything down, I don't prepare, I just press go and start talking. So I usually have an idea of what I'm going to lead into, but where it actually goes, nobody knows. So where we're starting today, this morning I'm actually on a 500-mile 2-day round trip today, and tomorrow obviously, helping folks. And this is it's quite funny because I get called everything from a pig to a dog for charging for a couple of things, and it's from people with zero understanding whatsoever. They cannot possibly comprehend my life and how we've come to where we are. And I do actually do things for fuck all. I just don't advertise myself doing things for fuck all. I spent years destroying my life doing things for absolutely nothing. No gratitude either. And this is what folks don't get. You're an absolute cunt if you charge for anything whatsoever, and they don't get it at all when it's a 24/7 all you do. They think you're going to do it for fuck all 24/7 and not live, not eat, not fucking do anything but live for others. What you actually get when you do that is people who don't value what you do, and you get the energy vampires who just come and suck the fucking life out of you. And I found it quite amusing this morning as I stuck Facebook on a little bit, and there's one of the fucking idiots out there who portrays himself as helping people, but is just head up his own arse, MK Ultra style fucking peace, love and light, which has gone way over the top, all the way the other way, and thanking the universe for all the shit that comes on them because it's an experience. Yeah, I get it. Everything we do is an experience, good, bad or indifferent. But hey, it is what it is. But we've all got our own path, and it is what it is. But what I find amusing is, even though I've helped this guy massively myself, I still dirtily, because he won't put the name to it, but I still get called a pig to a cunt from him because I have the audacity to charge for something. But he's starting to see something right at the very start of my years and years of helping people for nothing. It overwhelms you, and you live in an absolutely overwhelmed state where, I mean, people who have been around me right from the start all know I've come on Facebook begging people, please stop, give me a fucking break, because I'm having a nervous breakdown over it at times, and you genuinely can't cope with the influx. So eventually it led to serious health issues, as most folks know. I don't need to keep going on about it, but reality is it destroyed my health, and that took years and years to get over. And maybe I'm not fully over it anyway, and maybe I never will. It destroyed my health. I'll never have my full health back, but it did take years to get to where the point I'm at now, where I've survived it. But that you have choices there. You have choices: walk away entirely, or find a way to keep helping some people. And you have to accept, and it's a really hard acceptance, that you can't help everybody all the time. And you genuinely can't. You're back to the energy vampires coming at you, please, speeding ticket, please, fine, fucking bailiffs come in, and all the small world claims, which are really fucking insignificant in these times now, where we've got the new world order, the one world currency that's on its way in through the guise of digital currency, which is going to be programmable, so you can't even spend your fucking money the way you want. If you have any in the first place, you will own nothing and be happy. You've got them talking about forcing you to fucking euthanize your dogs. You've got all sorts going on, and you've still got these parasites and fucking idiots complaining and dealing with real small world claims, which is their prerogative. They can get into that, but they're missing the entire point of what's really important in this world. So the way I found to actually survive what I was going through is to put a fee on it, and it's a fee that gets rid of the vampires, the energy vampires that are just sucking the fucking life out of you, and it gets you away from them small world claims, because you haven't got time to deal with that shit anymore, because you're dealing with decent folks who are actually value in what you do and realise that there's an exchange required. So I find it amusing seeing somebody absolutely breaking down that calls me a greedy cunt and not even acknowledging or even caring or probably not even knowing that I'm actually out doing things for free. Right now, like I say, 2-day, 500-mile round trip, exactly the same one as I did 2 fucking weeks ago, and it is what it is. It's somebody's well deserving, so I'm on it and going down to do it. And it isn't about the biggest sob story, because everybody's got one. I've got one. We've all got a fucking sob story, and which isn't a bad thing in itself, but reality is we all have it. So yeah, there's lots of sob stories out there, but you can't just drop everything and your own life and put yourself in a position where you're going to damage your own health for people with sob stories, because there's fucking loads of us. Everybody, like I say, everybody's got one. Life's really tough for folks at the minute, but the biggest reason life's really tough for folks is because folks aren't getting off their arse and learning some shit. I've said it all along. It's really important, due diligence and learning some shit. The most important things you can do. Now, I'm there for people who are learning some shit. As everybody knows, there's loads of people know that they contact me, advice, info, or just a chat, just to fucking get things straight in their head. And they're the ones that are really trying, and they're the ones I engage with and I spend some time with. And sometimes there is an exchange because they realise that they're taking a lot of your time up, and this is what you do 24/7. But I do find it really amusing watching people who call me greedy for having a couple of fees on the things I do charge for, not fucking knowing I'm still really busy on the things that I charge fuck all for, and they're destroying their fucking life, and they just don't get it. They just don't get it, because they're right at the very start. And even though the years that I was doing things for free and years I was destroying myself, I knew I was destroying myself, and there was nothing I could do because I had this knowledge and I had to help. But it takes something really serious to realise that you can't help everybody all the time, and most of these people are the energy vampires. These are the people who have no intentions of learning anything whatsoever. And trust me, I get that, because deep inside I'm a frustrated lazy bastard. I would love to just be sat on my arse doing fuck all, refusing to learn anything, refusing to do anything, and live my life as a couch potato. I think I'd love that shit, but I just don't get the chance to. So I'm a frustrated lazy bastard. I do get laziness, and I wish I could be, and I can't. In the same way that these energy vampires, they can't be, but they are. So they're going to continue to be. And they're going to continue to find people out to do shit for them, and that's kind of the way it goes. When you refuse to do things for them anymore, all that love, that peace, love and light and you're a legend shit disappears. Now you're a cunt, and they just move on to the next one. They don't give a shit about all the efforts and energies you've put into them in the past and how much you've done for them, or even consider anything you ever actually done for them. It don't matter anymore. They've gone. Like I said before, as an old saying of mine, you can help somebody across the road, you can pull somebody out of a ditch, you can save somebody from a burning fire, you can carry a pound worth of dogs out of the impound when the place is on fire. But if you fuck one sheep, all you're ever known as for the rest of your life is a sheep shagger. And it's the exact same situation where you help people on an ongoing basis for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden you realise if you carry on like this you are going to be dead, and you stop them from killing you, but you still want to help people, so you put a fee on to get rid of the energy vampires, and now you're a cunt. Which doesn't bother me in the slightest, because I fully comprehend what's going on. I know what's going on, and I know in my heart what I do and how I do, and as I do as much as I can possibly for nothing without falling into the energy vampire trap. I don't do things for energy vampires anymore. I may give a little bit of pointer, go over there and do this, do that or the other, but for the most part people come in with the energy vampire problems and a regular sort of thing. What they do is, I've got this now, I've got this now, I've got this now, now I've got this, and I've got another one. Them people, you can't deal with them, because when you're dealing with them there'll always be another thing. And the worst part is there's millions of those people out there, And I mean literally millions. And I don't mean you're going to get millions, but you are going to get hundreds, if not thousands of them over time, which take away every living moment you've got and prevent you from helping anybody who's actually deserving of it. People that are actually putting their efforts in and doing a little bit of their own due diligence. And yeah, they need help too. You can't expect people who are doing their own due diligence just to do everything alone. So for that part, you help the very best you can, which is not always as much as they want you to help, but you do what you can, because you can't fall back into that trap. So like I say, it's really amusing to me to see people now who call me from a pig to a cunt, and they're going through what I went through probably in year one of the years and years and years I actually did that and put up with that shit, and they're already having a breakdown. So yeah, it is amusing, but the reality is the importance of learning some shit, and I'll tell you something, it is, because it isn't just the subject you're thinking. Now, we all want to know a bit about the law, and the law's there to learn from. You can get your head in it, you can learn from many people, many places. You just got to keep doing your own due diligence, because there's a lot of assholes out there who are winging it, and including some of these people who call out people like me when they're out there talking a load of shite, and they're just talking other people's processes and generally not doing what they should be doing, and not able to actually achieve what they say they're achieving, and they're doing shit. Now, I live this shit. I absolutely live this shit, as everybody knows. I travel under my rights to travel. My status is evidenced. I'm out there in the world doing what I do. I don't hide away. I don't travel around in little bangers in case the police come. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of unlawful Star Chamber style courts that have no authority other than that which you give them. I don't give them the authority. I wouldn't care no matter what they did to me. I'm out there, my head's on the chopping block, and I'm prepared to keep it there. If it gets chopped off, it gets chopped off. I'm not saying my life will be a bed of roses. My life isn't a bed of roses now. Another thing people can't understand. They presume because you know some shit, life's fucking perfect. They presume because you're not afraid of the law, life's fucking perfect. But the reality is, you see the state of the world, and you see these people with these YouTube video channels, and they're making videos on a weekly basis, talking to you about a load of bollocks that just is not important. It just is not important, a lot of it, and it does seem important to people, but that's the distraction. You know, when you got debt collectors knocking on your door, you're devastated. You feel that's the most important thing going on in your life. But the problem with that is that's the distraction. That's keeping your mind away from the real issues, which is this new world order slipping in, the removal of men and women's rights, the fact that very soon there's not going to be any money, the fact that you're not going to be able to walk into a shop with your own money and spend it. These shops are popping up now with apps where you've got to actually download an app to be able to walk into that shop. Why the fuck would anybody do that? This fucking novel idea of things, when people, oh, that's new, that's cool, let's download an app. Why aren't people saying, fuck off, I'll go to the shop over the road that doesn't have an app? Why aren't people showing them with their feet? You vote with your feet. You don't vote to say, get this out and stop doing this. Please, please, give us longer chains, masters. You vote with your feet. You fuck off elsewhere. If these shops could never sell a damn thing because nobody will ever download an app, them shops are going to be shutting. Not the local shops with the bloke down the road who's trying his best, the bloke or woman down the road who are just trying their best to survive. No, you'll fuck them off because they're 10 pence fucking more dearer, and you'll go to somewhere and download an app because they're 10 pence cheaper, and you'll help usher in this new world order. You'll help shut down all these companies that are struggling, all these individuals, the men and women who are just trying to get by. You're going to take their income away from them because you want to save a buck. And yes, times are tough. That's when you tighten your fucking belts and use some solidarity with the people, and stop giving these corporations the solidarity because they're a few fucking pence cheaper. This fucking world is fucked, And what they do, they make money tight for you, and then make sure everybody who's a one-man band has to put their prices up, which is really easy for them to do through taxes, stealth taxes and costs of their stock. And then these corporations can sell things cheaper because they haven't got that shit. They talk about low overheads, but it's not so much low overheads, it's an agenda. It's an agenda. The same corporations that own the suppliers and the farmers, the actual creators and manufacturers, they own the companies that are actually selling them now. The big corporations, they own it all. They've been very, very clever. And we all know who's at the top of the tree. I don't need to start throwing names of companies about. We know damn well who's at the top of the tree. And we all know damn well that they own all of everything. They own the depopulation stores where you're all going because it's cheaper to do your shopping at fucking Tesco's, Asda, Morrison's and all these Depop stores, knowing damn well the shite that's in the food, but you don't care. You're feeding it your kids while you're standing there as a truther. You say that you're a truther, yet you're putting shite in your fucking mouth and down your throat and down the throats of your children. You're drinking tap water, which is probably why you're still eating from the depopulation stores, because you're drinking tap water and knowing damn well the toxins and the heavy metals and such like that's in the tap water, and know damn well that what they're putting in the tap water is dumbing you down to the point you're daft enough to go and buy the shit from the depopulation stores, all in the guise of it's cheaper. It's cheaper, it's the only way I can afford it. No, change your fucking life. And I'm ever so sorry if you don't like that fucker, but everybody's out there just complying with the system. Even the truthers, the so-called truthers, the truth movement, I've said it a million times, the truth movement is fake. It's absolutely fake. And yes, I am part of it, and it's fake, I'm telling you, to the core. There's very, very few genuine people in it, and you can take it or leave it, whether I am or not. You can make your own fucking mind up on that shit. There are a couple, but try and fucking dig them out. It's a landmine, a minefield, should I say. You've got to go through 1,000 shills to find one decent, and you're not going to do it because the shills out there are acting like they're genuine. They're calling the genuine ones out. They're being shitty with the genuine ones, refusing to work on the real issues, absolutely avoiding the real issues in life, and sticking to the bullshit, sticking to all those small world problems, the distractions, and they're aiding those distractions because it's not getting anywhere. It's not opening anybody's fucking eyes. You're talking about a debt collector. Debt collectors are fucking easy, really easy. And you've got people out there putting massive energies in and pulling your massive energy into fucking debt collectors who are really fucking easy. It's simple. It's just a couple of fucking notices and fuck off. And yeah, you've got all sorts of weird shit going on in this truth movement. I don't trust a damn fucking one. Well, I say that. There's a couple of people I trust, but I promise you, it's less than that. It's less than one hand I can count who I trust. And it don't mean everybody else is untrustworthy, but most of them are. But if I haven't got fucking time or chance to work out who is and who isn't, how the fuck are you gonna do it? I've been in this a long time. I've seen them coming and going, and I've seen the ones that have been in it a long time. There's some in there that have been in there a hell of a lot longer than me, but they're still rattling around with the stupid shit. They're still talking crap and babbling in some sort of fucking lingo that you can't fucking comprehend. And they're thinking they're clever because bullshit baffles brains. And that's the bottom line. Bullshit baffles brains. If you can't comprehend what some fucker's talking about, then you shouldn't be listening to them. In my opinion, if you can't work it out what they're saying, and you can't gain anything from what they're saying, the fuck are you listening to the folks for? Bullshit baffles brains, and that's the way it goes in this game quite a lot of the time. Really fucking odd, really sad, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the knowledge that you can learn in this world is far, far more than what you think. Excuse me a second, I'm just adjusting the mirrors. It's far more than what you think. Now, when I came into this, I thought, well, no, when I first came into it, I was on the money side of things, modern money mechanics, the Treasury Direct angle, which was an entirely shill organisation or operation. But not saying that the accounts aren't there, but what they're showing you and what they still show you is bollocks. But the reality, that's where I came into it. And I was learning, I did learn quite a lot from it, but I also moved on from that into the law, and clearly I learned quite a lot about the law. But along my journey I learned other things as well, health and healing. Now, I destroyed my health, but I put down my my learning as the key for being alive still. And it's a fact. If it weren't for what I was learning, I wouldn't have known half of what I've, not a fucking tenth of what I know. Now, 2.5 years ago sort of time, folks know I got told I've got basal cell carcinoma, skin cancer. I took care of it myself. After initially being told what I got, I walked away and I didn't go back to hospital or doctors again on the matter. I just dealt with it. It took me a couple of years to sort it out. I sorted it out. That's what I did through the power of knowledge, through learning some shit. I was learning about the law, but how did I learn that shit as well? Because I was just learning some shit, and it's out there. When you're in the truth movement, you'll learn more about other things than you'll imagine. But then last year, my wife got told she'd got a sarcoma, bone cancer, and people know this. You've heard the story. Really aggressive, and she was losing £2 a day, and she was 6.5 stone. So do the maths. Your organs start shutting down at about 5.5 stone. She had a stone to go. She was losing £2 a day. That's 7 fucking days. So I say she had a couple of weeks to live basically, but reality is she could have been gone within a week. Using my knowledge, I set straight to, and also a couple of really good people was talking to me, and opened my mind up to another protocol that I added to what I already knew. And by fuck, 3 months later, from about to lose my wife, she gets told she's all clear. 3.5 months, something like that. That's from the knowledge that I learned by doing my own due diligence, putting my head in the game and learning about law. That's the bottom line. Now, yes, I'm having lots of people get in touch with me with their stories of the family members got cancer and such like. I can't do too much over the internet because we all know damn well they shut it down. They absolutely shut it down, and they'll destroy the life of anybody starting to do anything. But I have got plans to create an alternative health clinic somehow. I have got plans to it. I don't know whether there's anybody out there that wants to invest in this sort of thing, or as property that can be used as such in a remote location that can't be seen or known what's going on. But that's where I want to go with this, because I've got this knowledge, and this knowledge needs to be utilized. It's as simple as that. But I can't obviously deal with 1,000 people all coming to me now saying, how do you do it, what do you do, how do you do it? Because it isn't as simple as that. It really isn't. You got to be dedicated to saving your fucking life, and you got to learn some shit. It's really important. The power of learning some shit, the power of knowledge. Oh wow, excuse me, I've just seen the new Bentley. I've not seen that one, but that is absolutely beautiful. That is, wow, yeah, stunning motor. Yeah, sorry, digressing. So yeah, it's one of them things. I have plans, and we also have plans with the law. Now, here's a little bit of a bounce. I get another little bit of a bounce. We've got some plans. Me and Jodie have been talking. Now, we've as folks know, with PJ, we're going for the appeal on that one. Now, unfortunately, the appeal's been blocked. We haven't been able to run the appeal. It is really sad. But, however, we're planning something bigger, and what we're going to do is throw everybody that was in PJ that wants to into this one for free. We're going to stand this one entirely. We're not going to ask anybody for a damn thing, but anybody who was in PJ will be hearing about it, and other people hear about it as the plan formulates and we get this plan together. We're going to get in touch with everybody and obviously put it out there on YouTube for anybody and everybody just to jump on board, and there's not going to be any cost involved to it at all. And it's our way of appreciation for the past, and it's showing you that we're still doing something. So that's to come, and it's in the cards. I've also got this this table I've been talking about setting up and putting people around the table. Another quick little bounce. I want to thank the ones that have come to me, and I've been a bit quiet. And I think I responded to everybody who has said that they want to get on this table. But the reality is, it's been a bit quiet over the Christmas period, getting that out of the way and moving forward to where we are now. And we're going to get this table together, and we've got some really good angles to discuss there, and hopefully other folks have too. And we've got some things that I think everybody involved is going to see as common ground and absolutely fantastic, and get the input of others. And if they like what we're saying, they'll add to, and they'll go back and they'll talk to the people, the ones that are listening to those, and by 6 degrees of separation we might be able to get something shifting. It's not who you'd expect to join in, because like I say, 90% bullshit in this game. I don't know whether they're just cowards or shills or what, and I'm sure some shills will get on board. We can't avoid all shills. We don't know the background of everybody. Now, as well as that, those that are getting in touch, if we don't know each other on a one-to-one basis, you've got to know that we don't know each other. And yes, you'll be welcomed in, but we've got to get to know each other and that realm and what we're doing. And so I do expect some shills to get in, but what we do and what we will do will be in a manner that it won't matter if the shills get in. We're not opening it up to them, but this movement, if you want to call it that, the realm, is absolutely full of them. And I mean, it's riddled. The people that you would never expect to be absolutely fucking are. The ones that are telling you some things and breaking some processes down and making you go ooh and ah, they fucking are. Mostly because they're distracting you from the big issues and keeping you in the small world issue realm. But it's really easy to do. You've got these small world issues, they're addressing these small world issues, they're the ones you're going to gravitate to. It's logic. You're really easy to play when you're afraid and when you've got problems, and that's exactly what's happening, in my opinion, which is valid to me. So it is what it is, folks. Things are moving, there's loads going on, but obviously, as most folks know, I am immensely busy all the time, and I don't get 2 minutes to myself, and I've got so many tens and tens of emails per day coming to me, asking me for help, telling me their sob story, telling me their situations, seeing if I've got any input, if I can put my mind to it. Now you imagine just reading and responding, and when you respond to something, you get guaranteed, when I respond to an email, I'm going to get a response back from that, and it goes backwards and forwards, and throughout a day it could be 10 emails from or between one man or woman and me, and you think I've got multiple of those going on throughout the day. It gets silly. It comes into, could be 100 emails a day that I'm dealing with and just bouncing backwards and forwards on a constant basis. Draining, but manageable. I do what I can manage and I don't do what I can't. I would like to, like I say, I would like to be lazy, and I would like all of these people to have no issues whatsoever. Never an issue again. I'd like to put paid to all of these fucking small world problems, but I'm not that man, and I'm not going to do it, because there's more important things that I absolutely am focusing on. We're fucking slaves. Maybe not me, but as a people, it's a slave nation. Now, I consider myself out of it. I am absolutely out of it. I've spent years evidencing that fact, and I'm not getting the small world issues that anybody else gets. I'm out of society in effect. I'm still out and about in the world. I'm still doing my thing, but I do it without a care in the world. But that, like I said before, it doesn't mean I have no cares in the world. You get rid of one aspect of problems and then you just get another aspect of problems. Life is about how important shit is, and the most important thing going on in your life is the problems you focus on. Without those problems, there's other things there that you got to focus on. And when you're in a position like me, your main problem is time management. You've got hundreds, if not thousands of people ultimately contacting you. How do you manage your time with that one? There is only one way of doing it. There is only one way of doing it. Get rid of the energy vampires. Back to where I was at the start. If you don't put a fee on things, you get people coming to you that have no value. They put no value on what you're doing. You're just there, and you're like Google to them. They can email you at any point and just ask you a series of questions, and they don't consider for 1 minute they're taking up your time, your life. And when you respond with questions, it always generates more questions, so it's an ongoing thing. And then they can take hours of your day out of your life, and then they're gone until the next time they have a problem, then they're back. And this is what happens in life. This is where we need to get it to a manageable level. You don't want to say nobody contact me, because the reality is this is what you do. You want to help people, but it has to be valid shit. I don't do the what can I do about speeding anymore. I don't do what can I do about parking tickets. I don't give a shit about either of them. I don't need to worry about speeding or parking tickets because I travel under my rights to travel. But it's not about nobody should give a shit and what it is if you can't manage it and you have no clue how to deal with it, don't do it. That's the reality. And people were saying this right at the start. I was hearing people saying this, and Jody, very, very good friend of mine, is key for saying that. He's absolutely always saying it to people, you don't do it. And initially I didn't quite get it. I got it, I got the words, and I got, yes, it's a solution, but I don't subscribe to it. But in actual fact, I kind of do, because if you've got no knowledge on how to deal with it, don't do it. It is pretty fucking simple. You know, if you can't deal with a parking ticket, don't park where you're going to get a parking ticket. If you can't deal with speeding, don't fucking speed.
Please leave the
learn some shit, due diligence.
And continue to follow A1.
That's pretty much the way forward. Learn some shit, and then you've got a valid reason, a valid excuse to go to somebody and say, can you give me a hand with this, or can I ask you for some input on this? Because you're actually doing your due diligence, you're doing something, and there's something about the process you don't comprehend or you're not sure of, and you're asking for a little bit of guidance from somebody who may know, instead of just going to somebody, throwing a piece of paper to them and saying, here, fix this. Now, if you're going to do that, you've got to accept that there's going to be a fee to it, because if not, all you're doing is being an energy vampire. You're draining the guy or gal that you're working with. You're going to take from them, and sooner or later they're going to be out there going, my life's being ruined, energy vampires are destroying my life, everybody, I can't cope. And it's an absolute reality, because you can't. As I say, it's standing under a waterfall with a thimble trying to fill it up. It's a fucking impossibility. But anyway, what a rant, but I hope folks have got something from it, because getting your head straight is the most important thing of remedy. Getting your head straight and realise it isn't all out there as you think. You've got to do some shit. If somebody else has spent years and years and years learning to do something, you can't expect to be one of the thousands of people who just want to constantly mither them to take it from them for fuck all, demanding you're out of order for charging people. It's what you do on a daily basis. You could call it work if you were that way inclined, but it's 24/7. It's almost like running a business where it never stops. You've got people on an ongoing basis, 24/7. You wake up in the morning, you've got 10 emails waiting for you. That starts your day, and by the time it's bounced backwards and forwards and they've responded over and over and over again, you're into the afternoon by the time you've got through everything. Or you're having to break away because you're busy, you've got something else you've got to do, and you've got to go back to them, and it's a never-ending story. So you've got to accept it's graft, it's full-on graft. Don't be an idiot and don't be there, oh, fucking people who charge for things. It is what it fucking is, and if you don't like it, fuck off and find somebody who's still daft enough to be just taking everything on for fuck all. They're my words of wisdom today. There are plenty of fucking idiots out there destroying their life, thinking they know what they're doing, and sooner or later they're going to realise they fucking don't. Anyway, folks, on that note, I'm going to call it a fucking day before this kicks off, because it's at 34 minutes already. Wow, was that a babble? And it'll kick off soon enough and end up being 2 videos, and I can't do nothing about that, so I'm on the road for a couple of days. So I'm going to get off, post this up, and yeah, have a good one all. I'll see y'all soon. Ta-da!